It's 5 at 10.
Hi, and welcome back to the 5 at 10. It's 5 minutes of music at 10 a.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today, we're going to have another segment of How Does That Work? And we're going to be talking about high notes and low notes. Might seem like a pretty simple idea, but you might not realize it's more complicated than you think. Check it out.
How does that work?
I'm here at the piano today so that we can talk a little bit about the idea of high notes and low notes in music. So let me just give you some examples first. The way the piano works, the notes that are over on the left side of the keyboard, I'll play a few of them for you. Those are known as low notes. I'll play some even lower ones. Those notes are low. The notes that are over here on the right side of the keyboard, those are known as high notes. But what's interesting about this is high and low is just the way that we describe the notes. Other cultures actually use different metaphors or different ways of describing the different notes. In some cultures, the notes that we call low, these ones down here, they call old. And the notes that we call high, they call young. Even other cultures call these notes close and these notes far away. So not everyone in the whole world describes the notes as high notes or low notes. Sometimes they describe them as old or young, or close or far away, or there are even other ways of describing notes if you check out different cultures around the world. But for our purposes, in Western music, we refer to notes as either low or high. And so you might wonder, what makes the notes low or makes the notes high? Well, in the piano, sound is made by the vibration of a string. And if we check out these low notes and just zoom right in here, you'll notice those piano strings are pretty thick, right? And I'll give you my hand just for reference. One of these is really, really thick, you can see, compared to my finger. Now, let's jump over to the high notes and see if we can see the difference. The strings that we use for the high notes way over here on the piano are very, very thin. So if I put my finger in here, you can see, right, it takes 3 of those strings spread apart to even be close to the thickness of one of those low notes. So that's how much thinner the high note strings are. And then of course, over in the middle of the piano, they're kind of medium, and then they get thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker as you go. And the same thing is true of lots of other instruments. So if you think of other instruments, bigger instruments tend to make lower notes, and smaller instruments tend to make higher notes. So think about the high notes of a tiny little violin versus a big, big low notes string bass. Or think about a trumpet, which you can hold in your hand, versus a tuba, which is a big, giant brass instrument. And so bigger instruments tend to make lower sounds, and smaller instruments tend to make higher sounds. Just like the thinner strings on the piano made high notes, and the thicker strings of the piano made low notes. So, next time you're listening to music, see if you can hear the difference between the low sounds and the high sounds, and remember that you could think of those in lots of different ways. You could think of the low sounds as close or old, just like they do in other cultures, or you could think of those high sounds as far away or young sounds, just like they do in other cultures. Have some fun with that, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope you liked the video. If you had a good time, come see us again. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Or just click the subscribe link below and YouTube will let you know anytime we release a new video. See you again soon. Bye.